What we see here is a great release from BAND-MAID yet again.
But I'm glad they're branching out. I'm glad they're trying new things. I'm glad they're figuring out who they are as musicians, what they're capable of.
That evolution of this band is incredible, and I freaking love it.
This is one that intrigues me in a number of different ways.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
As usual, BAND-MAID has left me rambling, either rambling or speechless. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Nay!
I've just been in a terrible mood this morning. I have no way of expressing to you how quickly that turned me around.
I'm always finding myself dancing along to and just having a good time, and their lyrics are always so upbeat and so positive.
And the music is very catchy and happy and really, really lifts your spirits up. You know, it makes you want to go and chase those dreams.
Unleash with 5 exclamation marks.
I like the da 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 da.
Yeah, an excellent song, complex song, a new chapter in BAND-MAID.
I like the flow of it too. It worked very well.
It's one of the most, like, one of those songs that it's like up there, one of those top songs, you know, like, oh, I listen to that again.
9.4 out of 10. Lots of cool stuff going on in that song.
The song itself, the way it's put together, the sound they got is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Video is so cool though. There's a lot going on in it.
One of the most beautiful music videos I've seen.
I like the video. I like the anime part. I like the video.
I really dig that animation at the beginning. It's enough cutting to keep me involved, but it's not taking me away from the actual track.
Make that an actual show. I will watch that.
I want to be made into a Sailor Moon cartoon.
I would definitely watch a cartoon or an anime where it was these 5 incredible hard rocking girls, hard rockers during the day, and at night they just go and save the world.
If they did a show and it looked like that, I would watch it.
The BAND-MAID anime series, man. I figured that will do well, man.
They gave Psyche fangs. Some people are going to be in some trouble when they see them fangs.
It's going to be a smashing series.
I think it's because it really feels not only like an anime cartoon, but it really sounds like the beginning of BAND-MAID, the official anime.
I'm ready for the next episode. When is it coming out?
I'm telling you right now, if we don't get merch with that like kind of cartoon stuff, action figures, I don't care. Bring it on.
They looked so cute as anime characters.
They look so cute in anime style. I absolutely loved it.
I love the image. I love everything about those cartoon characters, you know. They always just light up the stage. They always just project certain energy on stage that is so unique and it's so different.
And then this BAND-MAID is these 4 energies that come together to produce music that is just so them.
That was a pretty great song. That was full of intense energy.
It feels super energetic, of course.
The energy with them in real life and the energy of their performance.
This was so good. It felt very different. The thing with a lot of BAND-MAID songs that I've checked out so far is they all feel very different. They seem to have a fantastic diversity when it comes to their music.
I mean, I never really know what to expect when I was going in, but that was different than anything I've heard them do before, I think.
Yeah,
right?
man, the way they construct the chorus where they do a couple part of a melody and you think you got an idea where it's going and then it just doesn't.
Not only do you have an awesome song, but you have just a really cool, unique music video to go along with it. So it's just, dude, I love this. This is super, super cool.
I love this song. This is great. I'm going to listen to this one again like 2-3 times before I finish lunch here.
BAND-MAID are just so good, dude.
It's super catchy and transcends language barrier.
The first 10 seconds of that bridge, which just sounds so happy and so poppy, but also weird timing, but still add all of these little sounds into it that make you go, you know, every 2 seconds you get another
I don't know, I think we all sit here expecting it never to be as good as the one before, but it doesn't happen like that, does it? They never fail. It's just get better and better and better and better.
I don't ever expect more than what they give me. They just make good music. There's nothing to dislike about that.
And the music itself, come on, this is BAND-MAID we're talking about. You know, when has their music ever disappointed you?
It's crazy how good they are.
BAND-MAID, oh.
The interesting choice of lead as opposed to solo concept is neat for me.
It was really cool to hear that kind of riff in there.
And Misa's bass lines too, they're coming through in that
badass on this.
Yep. I'm convinced that
every song is with a bass solo. That's Misa for you.
Bass player's Misa, right?
We always mess up names, but that's okay.
The bass is really, really good.
The bass tone's brilliant.
That bass line there, that one part.
The thing that caught my ear, again, in the solo, was that bass line. Misa's just really, really incredible on the bass.
I could listen to that over and over and over. It is so goddamn smooth. It is so smooth. And the way Misa grabs you and pulls you out of there into the next section.
They haven't repeated that. They have changed every time they've done it. That's very interesting to me as a theme of songwriting, to be able to have one part of a song that is every time unique. Not just evolved or altered slightly as a progression, but every time unique. I don't hear that a lot. It's incredibly smart writing.
Now that we've heard what other people think of Unleash, I'm finally going to share my thoughts on the song itself. I reacted to this on live stream with my fellow Gaijin guys. It was a fast-paced wild ride, along with a well-thought-out and creative storytelling music video. I already did a massive deep dive into the music video, and I'm planning to do a part 2 to discuss alternate theories on the meaning with the help of the BAND-MAID community Discord, link below. Now today, I'm going to go a bit more in detail about what I appreciated from the musical composition. Help support the series, blah blah blah, Rock is Not Dead merch, yada yada yada, link below. Now this song wastes no time with vocals, drums, bass, and guitar all starting immediately. The bass is such an absolute standout in the song, but I'll get to that later. The first note of the vocal line has a sassy note slide, giving it kind of a punk feel, and I didn't realize it at first, but it actually has a full octave jump, which is a tough interval to nail. For some reason, the vibe reminds me of a punky version of the band in Scott Pilgrim. It just grabbed my attention straight away, especially when Psyche says, "I am losing my mind." The straightforward, pounding, tom-driven drum beat gave it a nice rock foundation to sit on. And the guitar is really interesting too, sitting in the key of A minor, starting on the root and moving to the minor third, up to the diminished sixth, and down to the fifth. It's the same key and chords as Santana's Smooth, which is cool since he's Konami's favorite guitarist. The first instrumental section after verse 1 is the same chords as the verse, I don't know. But the order is changed from 1-3-6-5 to 6-5-1-3 as it relates to the key of A minor. Now, to me, it has a much darker feel starting on that diminished sixth, which is fitting given what's happening in the video with the dark cloud enveloping the band members. Then on the second phrase of this lick, it ends with a chromatic walk down from the A down to the F. Once a song lands in chromatic territory, you know they're edgy because they're breaking all the rules. The second verse has a completely different execution than the first verse, despite being the same progression, changing up the rhythm of all the instruments while Miku sings with the same cadence as Psyche in the first verse. By the end of the second verse, we're only 30 seconds into the song and so much has happened. The riff after the second verse is a complete change up from the first time around. I was amazed that Chase Carnison picked up on this with his first listen, because it took me like 3 listens at least to realize that. I'm sure you notice I'm just a bit dull sometimes. This riff changes key from A minor to E minor with the classic 0-3-5-6 Smoke on the Water interval with a dissonant diminished fifth that BAND-MAID uses in many songs, like Manners for example. It's so fitting that there's another complete sound and tone shift here, because in the video, this is where Miku becomes a pigeon and flies away, inspiring the rest of the band to escape the darkness. Perhaps a reference to Clupo when Miku started producing her own music during the pandemic when she couldn't be with the full band. And that was among the many comments from the community on my music video Easter egg video, so I will be revisiting the video again soon to share more of the community theories on the music video. How many times can I say video? At the end of this pre-chorus, there's a really interesting clean guitar lick. This is weird because there's no defined scale that has all those notes in it. I guess the closest would be A Mixolydian or G flat Phrygian, but there's still a random A sharp that doesn't make any sense, and I love that. They're not writing a song within a box. Now this clean lick almost sounds like a transformation happening to me, because it changes the key 3 times in a row with all major chords. And again, the music complements what's happening in the story of the video as all the members look up to the light coming from Clupo, and the music shifts from minor to major for a moment to reflect that. I'm looking forward to seeing them play this live because based on the way the E riff was played earlier, it seems like the guitar was in E standard tuning, but then we get to that ascending D power chord chuggy riff that was obviously played in drop D. So my theory is that Konami is in standard and Miku is in drop D, and Miku does the chugs in that part. Because even Konami has said that Miku can do alternate picking faster than her, like in the intro to Black Hole. And we know BAND-MAID has no problem all playing in different tunings. But I could definitely be wrong, because in the music video it's obvious that Konami is playing those chugs while Miku just stares at Psyche. But I have a theory for the reason behind that in case you haven't seen my music video breakdown. My theories about the video are in there. Konami's guitar in this song seems a bit controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, others are a bit meh. I'm kind of with Ryan Muir on this one when he said that he likes it more when her guitar sounds more like a guitar. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that she's experimenting with different sounds. It's tough to be part of a music scene that's been around for several decades already, trying to bring something new to it. And one way to do that is through cool pedals that make your guitar sound different. But personally, I find octave effects to cheapen the sound of a guitar a bit, especially the ones that add higher octaves. But that's just my opinion. I'm more of a creamy, woody tone kind of guy, and octave effects take that pure guitar tone and digitize it, which is really cool sometimes, but I would have preferred if Konami only used it in one of the choruses or something like that. Again, just my personal taste. But that said, I really dig the heavy power chord composition and riffs that make up the majority of the song. The bridge brings such a fresh and different feel to the song, with a kind of Spanish feel, again reminding me of something Santana would jam to. And when Misa comes into that part with her bass slide, it's just so perfect. But this bridge almost feels like a nod to Clupo. I would guess Miku took what she learned from producing Clupo and integrated it into this part. Then with all the vocals she adds, this song almost sounds like BAND-MAID Sense meets Clupo Pogo, even sharing the same line, fake it till you make it, which seems to have a different meaning than I first assumed. Again, I talk more in depth about that in my Unleashed music video breakdown, which I'll link below and at the end of this video. But even that little sound before the guitar solo, which sounds like both a voice and guitar, reminds me of something that would be in a Clupo song. Speaking of the guitar solo, it seems to be an A Aeolian at first, which is just the natural minor scale. But then in the second phrase of the solo, Konami plays the augmented or sharp 7, making it a harmonic minor scale, which contains a whole half step between 2 half steps, giving it that cool South Asian Middle Eastern flair. She also rides on the second of the scale a lot at the end of the solo, giving it another strange feel. To quickly explain why that's so interesting, the most common way to play a guitar solo is to play a pentatonic scale, meaning there's only 5 notes in an octave, including the root. It starts with the root 1, then 3, 4, 5, 7 to 8, the root in the next octave up. This drops the 2 and 6 from the typical 7-note scales, aka modes. The 2, 6, and 7 in the harmonic minor are all very dissonant, so Konami focusing on the 2 at the end of the solo and also hitting the 6 hard throughout the entire song really gives it that edgy, unique flair. The drums actually kind of fly under the radar for me with this song, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're doing their job, which is to keep a steady rhythm and backbeat for the song. But don't get me wrong, Akane has some incredible drum fills and patterns in this song, like that triplet fill after the first chorus, and her complex patterns on the bridge. It's just that they didn't jump out at me right away on the first listen. But there's just so much going on between the music and the video that makes total sense. I loved that Akane dropped the first downbeat of the chorus after the guitar solo, giving it a cool exploding feel, then shifted to halftime in the last chorus to give it an epic and weighty feel for the "We are holding up our flag" line, which I could listen to over and over. Psyche just absolutely melts me with that line. It hit me the same way her fangs hit Levi from a metalhead's perspective. Just absolutely beautiful. Psyche's voice is another huge standout for me in this song. I already mentioned starting with the first note with that full octave slide, but throughout the song she just delivers so much passion, especially her belt out before the guitar solo that Levi from a metalhead's perspective pointed out in his reaction.
Listen to Psyche right here. Sick.
Then of course, Miku's vocals, both with the backing ahs and the dan dan diddy dan dans, and I believe she's singing lead in the second verse, corresponding with the story in the music video. Also these ows. In that third iteration of the riff where it goes to the power chords in D. Throughout this entire song, Miku adds so many effects to the song through her vocals. I highly recommend you listen through the song, focus solely on Miku's backing vocals, and take time to realize just how much she affects the sound of the song with her voice. For me, after the vocal performance, the bass is the shining star of this track. Misa has an abundance of cool licks here. On top of that, all of her rhythm phrases playing the root notes have little licks as connective tissue, always changing up which part of the scales she's riffing on. Sometimes she'll mess around at the octave, other times a third, fourth, or fifth. Sometimes she'll even throw in a second, sixth, and seventh to make it extra spicy. But she strikes a perfect balance of that, along with always landing on the root and providing a foundation for the song, which is the most important job of a bassist. Like Alan, my fellow Gaijin guy, said, every BAND-MAID song is basically a bass solo, yet somehow it doesn't overshadow the rest of the song. It's always impressive to me when the foundation of the song isn't lost to playing fun licks, but those licks are still present. And I love that Ryan Muir pointed out that all we ask of BAND-MAID is to put out a great song, but they also put out a very thoughtful music video that tells a story, with fan service Easter eggs and deep relatable meaning behind it. And I just realized with the help of the BAND-MAID community Discord, link below, that since their last real life show at the Line Cube Shibuya, they've put out 2 full set lists worth of music basically. Thanks to Dean for doing this math. There's the 14 songs on Unseen World, counting Youth, Different, About Us, the 3 songs on the Sense single, the 14 from the acoustic show, Hardwash, Unleash, and 5 new ones coming from the Unleash EP. That's 40. Throw in Clupo and we're at 46. Although, after more consideration, this number could already be wrong because every time I check the community, there seems to be more releases we forgot to add. But you get my point. They work their butts off to give us music regularly, and you'd think the quality would suffer with this amount of music, and some people may think so, but I haven't been disappointed yet. Anyway, thanks for watching. Pound like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for future videos. Go support BAND-MAID and the other reactors in this video linked below. Also, if you would like to help support what I do, you can support me on Patreon, where you can watch a lot of full BAND-MAID album reactions, concert reactions, and Patreon exclusive request reactions. And you can get me to react to your requests. I would really appreciate it. The link is always below. As well as the link to my Twitch, where we do live reaction live streams every week and discover new music with the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.